Last week I made a video that talked about whether or not it was possible to save too much. Although I would like for you to go and watch the video, I'm not into clickbait, so I'll tell you right now that the answer is yes, it is possible to save too much. And I went over the circumstances in which you might find yourself in a situation where you're saving too much, and I gave some tips and some indicators on how to detect that. A commenter suggested that I do a what if scenario. So this video that I am recording right now is intended to compare two different people that are in very similar circumstances, but they make different choices in the various outcomes that they have. I hope you enjoyed the video, but first, here's a little bit about me. Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. Here's a little bit about me. My household consists of myself, my husband, and my toddler. My mom also lives with us, but she's not included in our finances. We live in a high cost of living city in the Northeast. My husband and I both went to graduate school, but fortunately, we no longer have student loan debt. I work in banking and he works in aviation. I take care of the family's finances, and I love my role as the self-appointed CFO. I love to talk about all things money, whether it's investing, saving, or making money. I look forward to sharing a wealth building journey with you. I look forward to getting to know you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. This video is a follow-up to the Can You Save Too Much video. In this video, we're going to be comparing some retirement outcomes for two different people. Here are the scenarios and assumptions. We're looking at two employees who both make $50,000 a year and they work for the same employer. The reason why I'm emphasizing that they work for the same employer is to make the point that they're getting the same benefits and that they're getting similar raises throughout their careers. In fact, we're just going to assume that they're getting the exact same raise, because even though in real life there are million different variables, the reality is, in order to keep the math simple and to illustrate the example, we have to kind of eliminate those other possibilities that make it very difficult to get a conclusive result. So the employer matches 100% of the contributions up to the first 5% of the individual's salary. Because they work for the same employer, they make the same amount, they're the exact same role, their salary increases at the same rate for both of the employees. And then we are also going to assume that the employees start saving at the same time, but they do not stop until retirement. This is not really a super realistic scenario because people have kids, people have accidents, people have emergencies, but we are going to assume that all of these things are going to be taken care of, and that throughout their entire working career that they never stop saving. They are both eligible for Social Security benefits, and then they are both the same age, which would make sense that they would have the same asset allocation. Here are our savers in their different strategy. We have Richard Roth here. Obviously completely made up people, so if you know somebody by that name, my apologies. Richard Roth contributes the IRS maximum to the Roth IRA annually. As of 2022, that number is $6,000. Richard Roth does not have any other investment. All he's doing is the IRS max for the entire length of his career. And then we have or other saver, who is Michael Match. Michael Match contributes the IRS maximum to his Roth IRA annually. Also, I just noticed the typo, but I started recording, so I'm not gonna stop it. The IRS max to his Roth. And in addition, Michael also participates in the employer's 401k plan. He contributes up to the max, no more, no less. He's going to always make sure that he gets his 5% match. He is contributing $2,500 per year, and he's getting an additional $2,500 from the employer. Just like Richard, Michael also does not have any other investment. So here's Richard's profile. As you can see, he likes fancy clothing, he likes to wear suits and designer sunglasses. That's probably why he's not contributing more to his retirement, but he is 22 years old. He makes $50,000 a year. He would like to retire at 62, and we are going to do a life expectancy of 95 years old for him. Honestly, it's really not that far-fetched that you could live to be 95. We are going to estimate his Social Security benefit at $1,650 a month, and we are going to assume that he is going to have an 80% replacement rate for his income. If you ever run a simulation for your retirement calculation and you see red on the screen, that is a bad sign. As you can see here, Richard is falling short of his retirement savings goals. In order to replace 80% of his income, he is going to need at least $2.5 million, and he is not even going to get $1.7 million. He's going to have to make some adjustments. Richard is not going to see his first million until he is 55 years old, just 7 short years before his desired retirement age, and that is not a good sign. If we look at Richard's ending balance, if he is expecting to live to be 95, that is also very bad news for him because he is scheduled to run out of money between the ages of 81 and 82. Let's look at Michael. Michael is a little bit more sensible. As you can see, he's more of a t-shirts and jeans kind of guy, which is a lot cheaper than a suit. Michael is 22, just like Richard. He makes approximately $50,000 a year. He would also like to retire at 62, and he has a life expectancy of 95 years old. That leaves him with 33 years in retirement. Since he makes the same amount as Richard Roth, we are going to assume $1,650 for his estimated Social Security benefit as well. And finally, we are going to assume the same income replacement rate as Richard, which is 80%. Now let's look at Michael's result. Michael is actually on track to retire at his desired age. In fact, Michael is a little bit ahead of schedule. Just like Richard, Michael will need a little bit over $2.5 million to retire, and he is looking at closer to $3 million. If you remember, Richard's age for becoming a millionaire was approximately 55, whereas if you look at Michael is looking at making his first million before he hits 50, sometime between 47 and 48 years old. Michael is not slated to run out of money at the end of his life. If Michael lives to be 95, not only will he have enough money to sustain himself and meet his basic needs, he is also going to be very likely to be able to leave a legacy to his heirs. If you are enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit the like button so the algorithm knows that it's good, and of course subscribe for more content. If you think any of the information that I provide here might be helpful to somebody else, be sure to share it with them. But what does that mean? Does that mean that Richard is hopeless? Not necessarily. He has some choices. We are going to do a different scenario for Richard where he is same age, he makes the same amount of money of $50,000, and his desired retirement age is now 67. That means he is going to work 5 years longer than he originally planned, and his life expectancy is still 95. However, he has just 28 years in retirement, unlike the initial 33 years. If Richard is going to work longer, we are going to change his Social Security benefit to $1,900. But that's not all. Richard is also going to have to make some lifestyle adjustments. He is going to have to lower his expectations about what he will be able to do in retirement. And as a result, we are going to lower his income replacement rate from 80% to 70%. 70% is still plenty for Richard to live his life if he loses the designer clothes and sunglasses. Here are the new results of Richard delaying his retirement and changing his lifestyle. Remember, Richard is only still saving $6,000 a year, and he is not contributing to the company's 401k. He is still missing out on the match, but because he's going to be working for 5 more years, his investments are going to have 45 years to grow, and he's planning on spending less in retirement, so that means he won't need as big of a nest egg to draw on. Not to mention, the increased Social Security benefit is going to give him added cushion. With all of these new changes, Richard should be saving approximately $2.3 million. After about 45 years of saving and investing, he could potentially, at the end of his career, be looking at a nest egg that totals $2.5 million. Because he did not change his contribution amount, his first million is still not going to come until his 50s. But if you look at the ending balance, when he dies, he will also be able to meet all of his needs in addition to leaving a legacy behind of over $1 million. Let's talk about FIRE. Is FIRE possible for Michael Matt? Remember, Michael's retirement number was $2.57 million. Michael actually reaches that number before the age of 60. At approximately 59 years old, Michael's number is $2.6 million. Now, you're probably thinking 59 and 60 is very old. Do not let the personal finance community and the FIRE movement fool you. The reality is most Americans are not retiring before the age of 65, 66, or 67. When you are watching all of these content creators on YouTube, when you are reading these blogs, when you are looking at these Facebook posts, it is very easy to let yourself be swayed into thinking that people are doing this and retiring early. We have a retirement crisis in this country. There is certainly not a wave of people who are retiring early. The super savers with the really high savings rates overrepresented in the personal finance community. Somebody who can retire at 59 definitely is skewing on the younger side. And the answer for Michael Match, remember that is our saver who was getting the company match. The answer is yes. He absolutely can retire not only before the age of 65, but also before the age of 62, which was his target retirement date. He can definitely exit the workforce and meet his basic needs. Is the same possible for Richard Roth? Richard Roth's retirement number was 2.28 million. And Richard is really not going to reach that until the age of 65, when his nest egg adds up to 2.3 million. Is that bad? Not necessarily. It's certainly better in the sense that it would be before he was planning on retiring. He can retire 2 years earlier than planned. He can work only 3 extra years rather than 5 extra years. He can retire at 65 rather than 67, but I would not consider that FIRE. That's not early retirement. He will not be reaching his financial independence age until he turned 65. So what was the point of this comparison? It's to show you that there are some people who truly cannot afford to spare an extra dollar because they are in a dire position with their retirement accounts and things are not looking good for them. However, there are some people who are on the right path, and even though they could stand to contribute a little more, they could stand to do the 15% rather than just the 5%. If they can afford it, perhaps they might even be able to max things out. It's okay that once in a while you learn to enjoy what is right in front of you. I am not in favor of the YOLO lifestyle, but I do think that it is very important for people to remember that they do still need to enjoy the things that are important to them today, donate to the causes that matter to them, spend time with the people that love them. If you are in a position where you are at least on track for retirement, don't be too hard on yourself. I would like to continue sharing my thoughts on all things money with you. So I would appreciate it if you could help out the channel by liking this video and sharing it with anyone you think might benefit from it. If you want to see more content, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know when new videos come out. I'll see you in the next one.